The St. Louis Dragons continue the early portion of season number 3 as we have weeks 2 and 3 today, hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars and then heading out to New Orleans to face off against number 1 draft pick Callaghan October and the New Orleans Saints. For the first time in team history, the Dragons have a record over 500. We beat the Seahawks on Monday Night Football on the road by the score of 20-12 a week ago in a very defensive battle. Our offense was up and down. We started off hot, but we only scored 3 points in the second half, and it didn't matter because the defense held us down. And our defense is going to have some challenges today, facing off against 2 former number 1 draft picks at quarterback, but they did their part here against Seattle. Puma Whitlock had a solid opener. He wasn't bad. He didn't put the ball in harm's way, and he had some pretty good throws. But obviously the story was the defense, particularly some of these new additions. Khalil Mack on the line of scrimmage was a game wrecker. Eric Stokes in the secondary was locked down. He also had an interception. And this was without our top draft pick, Cam Lucifer II, who will be healthy for our matchup here in week 2. We do have some new injuries, though. Tyron Smith and Damone Clark got hurt last week, and then Tykeem Keon Jr. got hurt in practice. He'll be unavailable against the Jaguars. But we'll be getting Cam Lucifer back, who we drafted in the first round out of the University of South Carolina. He played a little bit in the preseason, got banged up, missed week 1, but he is healthy. Now, Jeff Okudah and Eric Stokes will still be the outside corners. DeMar Diggins will keep his role in the slot, but Cam Lucifer is going to rotate in there, and he'll still get plenty of snaps, especially in dime packages. We have a breakout challenge for second-year defensive tackle DeJuan Overton, who had a pretty good week 1 against Seattle. He had a sack. He made some nice plays in the run game. And to move up from normal to start development for a defensive lineman really isn't too hard. He's just got to make one good play or have the run defense as a whole perform. The Jaguars, like us, are 1-0. They beat the Jets 14-11 in week 1. You thought our game was low scoring. Theirs was even more of a defensive battle. The Jaguars are, of course, led by my long-loxed brethren, my doppelganger, Trevor Lawrence, minus the fact that he's got 9 inches on me. Now, the Jaguars are in an interesting spot because Trevor Lawrence is on the last year of his deal. He hasn't gotten his big extension yet. They do have a good group of weapons, pretty much what they have currently with ETN, Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, and Evan Engram. They've got some good players defensively, but they've lost some faces on that side of the ball, most notably Josh Allen, who obviously plays for our division rival, LA Rams. So let's get this show on the road. The first of 2 games today here in the Dragons' Den. Week 2, home opener against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And as you can imagine, this place is going to be rocking. The fan base has to be excited that this team appears to be pretty good. The Dragons have not been a good team yet in their team's history, only winning 10 games in their first 2 seasons combined. But with the additions made in the offseason, along with a big win on primetime football, there's reason to be optimistic about this team, and this fan base is hoping to show out here in the home opener. The Jaguars are going to start with the ball. We'll get a look at former number 1 draft pick out of Clemson, Trevor Lawrence, who on the first play of the game will be incomplete. That's Cam Lucifer making the play, saying the receiver's too small. So Lucifer breaks up a pass on his very first NFL snap. I will say that was not a great cover rep by Lucifer, but he's able to hit the ball out of the receiver's hands. On third down, it's Dean Watson, the second-year pro, with a gain of around 22. That'll move the chains here for Jacksonville, wrapped up by the second-round draft pick, Samasoni Soluni, the safety out of USC. Following play, it's Watson again, covered tightly by Diggins, but he still hauls it in for another nice first down. Good start here early on drive number 1 for Dean Watson. Here's ETN on the handoff, annihilates Khalil Mack, looks to break away from Savage, fumbles the ball, but the Jaguars get it back. That was Devin White with the hit. Could have been a massive turnover for the Jaguars, but they catch a break and will keep the ball. 2nd and 6, ETN smothered in the backfield by Simeon Bonnet. He had a big forced fumble in the red zone a week ago against Seattle, as it's now 3rd and 10. Lawrence under pressure has ETN open down the field, and he brings it to the 2. Massive first down conversion for the Jaguars. The Clemson connection of Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne strikes again. Second and goal from the 2. Lawrence hands it off for Etienne, who walks the red carpet, and he's in for a score. The Dragons' defense looked unbelievable last week, only allowing 1 touchdown. But sure enough, here they allow a touchdown on the opening drive. Here comes the offense. Puma Whitlock under a ton of pressure, on the run, connects with the rookie, Arturo Modelo, with his first career reception. The third-round draft pick out of the University of Miami gets the conversion for the Dragons. We need some of these young offensive linemen to step up. 6th-round rookie Royal Osachua getting the start at left tackle with Tyron Smith hurt. On 3rd and 12, Puma Whitlock weaving his way through defenders, getting the first down to the 49-yard line. A big run by the second-year quarterback. Following play, 2:30 to go in the quarter. Up the middle, it's Griffin Weaver who gains 7, and now Ryan Jensen is hurt. Tyron Smith and Ryan Jensen were signed to provide stability on the offensive line, not both get injured within the first 5 quarters of the season. On 3rd and 4, the pass is broken up into secondary, but we've got a flag. Late hit, roughing the passer against the Jaguars on Devon Hamilton. That's going to be an automatic first down for the offense. A costly penalty by Jacksonville. 3rd and 7 now. Puma and the Dragons looking to capitalize off the penalty, and he's awfully lucky that was not intercepted. Dakari Stanton had that right in his hands, and he possibly had a big return as well. That'll bring out the field goal team. 31-yard try for Cameron Dicker, the kicker. It is up, and it is down the middle, so the Dragons march down the field. They'll tack on 3 points, and they trail 7-3 with around 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Good start for both offenses. Here's Lawrence up the middle. Connects with Calvin Ridley, who hopefully has the over on points today with how much offense we've had. This must be the DraftKings Invitational with Calvin Ridley on one team and Jamison Williams on the other team. Start of the second quarter. It's a corner route for Watson, and he's in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence connects with Dean Watson for the score, and it's 14-3. Dragons offense back with it. Puma looks to throw it on 3rd and inches. He'll go short for David Montgomery, and he gets nothing. Jacksonville with the stop. It's Stanton who brings him down. 4th and inches inside the 50, and the offense stays on the field. It's a handoff for Swift. He'll gain around 2 or 3, which is enough to keep the chains moving. So the Dragons go for it on 4th down, and it pays off. Following play, here's Puma Whitlock. Downfield, connects with Jamison Williams, showing off his electrifying speed to the 23. It looks like he fumbled the ball after the play, but thankfully he was out of bounds. 3rd and 10, Puma on the run, under pressure, goes short for Montgomery. He gets 3. Big hit from Dakari Stanton, and the Jaguars end up getting the stop. So the Dragons are going to have to settle with another field goal. 37-yard try here for Cameron Dicker. It's up, and it is good. Dicker, 2 for 2 on the afternoon, as it's now 14-6. The Dragons' defense has got to wake up after a slow start. Jacksonville has an early 3rd and 10. Lawrence looks to throw it under pressure off his back foot. Fires into the hands of his slot receiver, Christian Kirk, who brings it to the 47. Kirk was viewed as an overpay when he signed his contract, but here on the last year of his deal, that's proven out to be a really good move by the Jags. On 3rd and 2, the screen pass is unsuccessful, and the Dragons finally get a stop on 3rd down. That'll bring out the field goal unit. This kick is going to be from around 51 yards out. No guarantee. It's up, and it squeaks through. So the Jaguars lead 17-6, and the Dragons have 38 seconds and 1 timeout from the 47. Puma's going downfield. He's got Jamison Williams. Breaks a tackle. J-Mo to the 1. What a play for the Dragons offense. Jamison Williams showing off his electrifying speed. Nobody can beat him in a foot race. 2nd and goal. Swift wide open in the flats. Easy touchdown from Puma Whitlock to DeAndre Swift. It's now 17-12, and the Dragons are going to look to make it a clean 3-point deficit, and so they will go for 2. Puma's going to hand it off for Swift, and he is stuffed well shy of the end zone by Devin Lloyd. So the Jags get the stop. They'll hold on to the lead 17-12 at half. This game has been all about offense. Every drive has ended off in points, except for the last one, where the Jags had the ball for 10 seconds and knelt out the clock. So that doesn't even really count. Quite the contrary from last week's defensive battle. Let's take a look at our halftime report. We'll start in Minnesota. The Seahawks obviously lost last week to our Dragons. They currently lead 13-10 with this late rushing touchdown by Kenneth Walker. in New Orleans. The number 1 pick, Halligan October, and his Saints are struggling. This play by Desmond Ridder should tell you the whole story of this one. The Falcons lead it 35-7, still in the first half. The Dragons' offense has to be licking their chops. They play against New Orleans next week. And in South Beach, we've got a tight one between two very good teams in the AFC East. Knotted up at 14 with this beautiful throw from Josh Allen to the second-year wideout, Giuseppe Macias. As we go into the second half, our offense has been really good so far. The run game's been quiet, but Puma Whitlock has been phenomenal, leading the passing game. We've got to get in the end zone more. 2 drives have stalled out to only field goals. Defensively, it's been not good. Trevor Lawrence has picked us apart, and the defense has got to wake up. Much worse than a week ago. 3rd and 7 for the Dragons offense. Starting with the ball, it's Jamison Williams with the first down out of bounds at the 42. Jamo showed some flashes last week. He's been even better today. Now it's a 3rd and 4 just shy of midfield. Puma looks to throw it. Rolls out to the right under pressure. Trying to do too much as he's sacked on the play by Carl Lawson for a loss of about 8. Big play for Lawson, and that'll force the first punt from either team of the entire game. Jacksonville now with a 3rd and 5. Lawrence looks to throw it under pressure from Popo, and it's caught for a first down. What a play under pressure. And it's Dean Watson again, the second-year wideout out of Rutgers, who continues to have a great day. 3rd and 8, Lawrence misfires. It's dropped by Eric Stokes. Nearly had his second interception of the year. So that'll force a punt, and the Dragons get it back. Now both defenses starting to look good. Here's Swift. Breaks a tackle. DeAndre Swift down the field. No one's going to catch him. 78 yards for a score, but there's a flag. And it appears this one might be coming back. A costly holding call against the offensive guard, Kenyon Green. So instead of a 78-yard touchdown, the Dragons now with the ball at their own 13. Not ideal. 3rd and 12 now from the 20. Here's Puma downfield, connects with the rookie Arturo Modelo. Outruns the defender. There goes Modelo down the field. This time with no flags. It's Modelo time. Touchdown for the Dragons. Arturo Modelo, the rookie, with his first NFL score. And the St. Louis Dragons are on top. What a throw by Puma Whitlock under pressure, and a phenomenal play after the catch by Modelo. The Dragons are going to go for 2 again, and this time they get it. Isaiah Likely with the 2-point conversion. Likely scored twice a week ago for the Dragons. He's actually been pretty quiet today, surprisingly, as the receivers have been making all the big plays. Jamo and Modelo. 20-17, Jags back with it. Here's Watson up the middle, hit hard by Whitehead. No gloves, no problem. Dean Watson does not have the look of your ordinary receiver, but he doesn't need gloves to haul the ball in. Watson open upfield to the 23. Other than Trevor Lawrence, Dean Watson has been the Jaguars' best player today. 2:25 left to go in the third quarter. St. Louis ahead by 3. Lawrence looks to throw it. Rolls out, looking deep. It's caught by Watson! His second touchdown of the game. Dean Watson puts a defender on a poster. It's now 24-20. Puma Whitlock is in the zone, so because of that, he's not going to be aggressive to launch it. Downfield, incomplete into double coverage, looking for the rookie Arturo Modelo. That'll force a quick punt, and the Jaguars get it back. With a little over a minute to play in the quarter, Etienne breaks a tackle. Travis Etienne down the field. I don't think Mac's going to catch him. A 67-yard touchdown for Etienne and the Jaguars. They lead it by 11. The unfortunate thing with that play is that the Dragons' run defense has been so good today. And remember, that was part of DeJuan Overton's breakout challenge. Now, the Jags are probably going to end up running for over 100 yards. Into the fourth quarter, nice play from Whitlock to Isaiah Likely. Puma still in the zone, rolls out to the left under a lot of pressure, has Gallup wide open. He is leveled at the 6. Good play there by Puma to be patient, find his open receiver. Good catch there by Gallup as well. 1st and goal. Here's DeAndre Swift. With room, he's in for his second all-purpose touchdown of the afternoon. 1 receiving and now 1 rushing for DeAndre Swift. And the Dragons are going to go for 2 again. It's been an odd coincidence that for all 3 of their touchdowns, it's made sense to go for 2. Puma under pressure, sacked on the play by Carl Lawson. and the 2-point try is unsuccessful. It remains 31-26. Jacksonville back with it, 3rd and 9. Lawrence looks to throw it. He's intercepted! Jordan Whitehead picks it off. He cannot keep his footing in bounds, but that is still an interception, and the Dragons will start with exceptional field position inside the 30. On 2nd and 9, Puma Whitlock connects with his tight end Isaiah Likely out of bounds at the 14. Likely was quiet to start the game, but here in the second half, he's looked like himself. Under 6 to go. On 1st down, Puma has room up the middle. Puma Whitlock is in for a rushing touchdown. Puma has played out of his mind all day long. What a special talent the Dragons have at quarterback. And again, based off the score, the Dragons are going to go for 2. Puma looks to throw it. He's under some pressure. He has to get rid of it. It's incomplete, looking for Jamison Williams. But we have a flag. Roughing the passer, a late hit against the Jaguars. So the Dragons will get to go for 2 again. But this time they'll be a little bit closer to the end zone. So on their second 2-point try, to pitch for Montgomery with room. Can he power his way in? He does not. Held out of the end zone by Foyesade Oluokun. The Dragons have gone for 2 on all 4 touchdowns today by coincidence rather than by strategy, and they are just 1 of 4. Here's Calvin Ridley to the 49. Nice throw by Trevor Lawrence. A little over 4 to go. Dragons ahead by 1. 32-31 is on 2nd and inches. It's a screen for Kirk with blocks. Jukes away from Okudah, and Christian Kirk definitely has Jacksonville in field goal range now at the 23. The Jaguars have to be mindful of the clock. They obviously don't want to give the Dragons the ball back with too much time. Here's a nice play for Popeye Tickleton, the rookie. He'll put Jacksonville on top. Big score for Popeye Tickleton, drafted in the 3rd round out of Florida State with the touchdown. And now the Jaguars are going to join the club. They'll go for 2. Lawrence looks to throw it, and it's caught in the end zone by Calvin Ridley. Jacksonville ahead by 7. 39-32. Big drive here for Puma Whitlock and the offense, down by 7 with 3.5 to go. Puma on 1st down under pressure. Puma tries to get rid of it, and he is sacked by Lawson. And unfortunately, Puma Whitlock got leveled on the play. He's a little bit banged up. He won't go to the locker room, so presumably he'll be okay. But for now, he's out of the game. And the rookie out of Washington State, Chance Matamolo, has entered. His first career NFL pass is going to be dropped. Isaiah Likely had it in his hands. It looked like the defender Stanton might have gotten a hit on it. 3rd and 24. Puma Whitlock is back in the game already. He's under pressure from his own end zone. Heaves it up. It's caught by Jamison Williams to the 48. What a play there by Puma Whitlock with 3 defenders in his face. He just heaves it up, and he connects with J-Mo. 2nd and 15. Puma back in the zone. He goes short for Isaiah Likely with blocks. Gets to 1st, and he's out of bounds at the 39. Big play for the offense. I don't think Puma Whitlock has thrown an incompletion in at least 10 minutes. He looks dialed in as he gets it to Gallup, who brings it to the 21. Hamilton hurt on the play for Jacksonville. 1:56 to go. Dragons trail by 7. It's DeAndre Swift looking for a block. Instead, he loses 3, wrapped up by the former number 1 draft pick Trayvon Walker. 3rd and 6. Pass is broken up. Griffin Weaver III, the intended target. Devin Lloyd with a hit. And obviously the Dragons got to keep the offense on the field, down by 7. They're going to go for it here on 4th and 6. Puma under pressure. He'll just throw it into the ground. Carl Lawson has been all over the backfield today. He's been the only guy for this Jaguars pass rush to really make plays. And ironically, he's been matched up with the Dragons' best healthy offensive lineman, Jedrick Wills. ETN with a 1st down. That should do it as the Jaguars spoil the fun here on the Dragons' home opener, winning a high-scoring thriller, 39-32. This game was a lot of fun, but it also did kind of suck to see the defense completely regressing to the mean after they had such a good game last week. But on the flip side, our offense was just as good, coming off a game in which we had 3 points in the second half, both teams with at least 450 yards of total offense. And the real story of today was the quarterback play. These 2 young QBs were both unreal. Puma Whitlock had his best NFL game of his career. 28 of 39, 380 yards, making big throws under pressure all game while he was banged up. Finishes with a career high in yards, and then Trevor Lawrence was great as well. Both run games really were not all that impressive. Travis Etienne had the one really good run, that was about it. As for us, the only guy who was good on the ground was Puma Whitlock. Dean Watson and Jamison Williams were both unreal. Watson looked like a star out there. As for JMO, I think we've got a legit wide receiver one for Puma Whitlock. And shout out to Arturo Modelo, the rookie. He had a good game too. Jedrick Wills did not have a good game, but I do want to shout out Aaron Brewer at center and Royal Osuchua at left tackle. Both of those guys played legitimately well, filling in for key starters. Our defense, though, was not so good. I thought Cam Lucifer was solid, but the pass rush was a complete ghost town. Nothing from Khalil Mack or Simeon Bonnet. Shout out to the special teams. They didn't have to do a whole lot. Presley Harvin punted it twice, and Cam Dicker did not attempt an extra point despite us scoring 4 touchdowns. DeJuan Overton did not complete his breakout challenge, really because of that one big run by ETN. Other than that, he was pretty quiet. Ryan Jensen ends up tearing his labrum. He'll be out for 4 weeks, so him and Tyron Smith both missing extensive time. Not ideal. I do want to look at the trade block for offensive line because this could be something that we look to acquire. Although I will say, again, Aaron Brewer and Royal Osuchua both played well last week. I don't know if it's going to keep up, but they both had pretty good performances against the Jags. We do need more out of Jedrick Wills, though. We signed him for big money, and he was the weak link on the offensive line today. Here's a look at the scores around the league here in week number 2. A lot of blowouts. Lucky that our game was so exciting. New England got pummeled by Dallas, the defending champs now 0-2. Players of the week, Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, Fred Warner, and Matt Milano. So that'll bring us into week 3. We have evened up at 1-1, and we'll be facing off against the top pick, Callaghan October, and the 0-2 New Orleans Saints, who on paper really are not that good, but I don't want to sleep on them, especially because they've got a talented quarterback. Now, I will say they have really struggled so far this year again. They've already been outscored by nearly 50 points, and unfortunately, they'll be without Callaghan October today, who tore his labrum last week against Atlanta. October has not been all that good to begin with, but I was really looking forward to playing against him. And now we won't get to see the renewed rivalry between Ohio State's Puma Whitlock and Michigan's Callaghan October. Instead, it'll be a familiar face, Geno Smith, getting the start for New Orleans. The Saints did a good job of adding to the offense in the offseason. I really liked the selection of Raphael Pryor-Swan. They added a tight end and a running back pretty early in this draft. But the fact of the matter is, their offense is still very young. Their defense only has one guy, Marshawn Lattimore, higher than an 80 overall. This team is paying the price for trying to keep their championship window open for as long as possible. They're now facing the consequences, but at least they presumably have their franchise quarterback, who unfortunately we will not get to see today. Instead, it'll be Geno Smith, who historically has performed well against the Dragons in his career with a record of 2-1. Smith comes over with former Seahawks offensive coordinator Shane Waldron, who was named the head coach of the Saints after they fired Dennis Allen at the end of last season. Waldron brought Geno in despite drafting a quarterback because of the relationship and trust between the coach and the QB, and he knew what Geno would bring to this quarterback room, not just as a mentor for Callaghan October, but as a backup if, God forbid, something like this were to happen. October has shown some good flashes so far, although he's turned the ball over twice in each of his first 2 games. But of course, today it'll be Geno Smith under center for New Orleans. On 1st and 10, it's going to be a read option. Bonnet gets fooled. Look at Geno go. He'll be hit hard out of bounds, but not before gaining 23 yards. Did you expect a design run from Geno Smith a minute into the game? I know I didn't. On 3rd and 9, it's broken up in the secondary by Demore Diggins. The Saints have a tough choice here from the 36. They could go for a 53-yard field goal or punt it. They would elect to do the latter. The Dragons with the ball. Puma fumbles it on 1st down. It's recovered by New Orleans. Isaiah Foskey with the strip sack. And Puma Whitlock is banged up again. It looks like he's grabbing at his quad area. And this time he is seen going to the locker room. The diagnosis is a quadricep strain, and he will not return to the game. It'll be either the rookie Chance Matsumolo or the veteran Mitchell Trubisky, who leads the offense out on the field for the next drive. 3rd and 1, here's Alvin Kamara off the turnover, bringing it to the 8. Not only did the Dragons lose their quarterback, but with the turnover, the Saints have great field position. 3rd and goal now from the 7. Gino looks to throw it. He's under a little bit of pressure from Bleichenden, and he throws it away out of bounds. The Dragons will be able to hold them out of the end zone, and so New Orleans is going to have to settle for 3. This is Blake Austin on to kick here for New Orleans. It's a chip shot from around 24, and it is good. So the Saints lead at 3-0, and we take a look at the Dragons offense with 7th-round rookie Chance Matamolo at quarterback. On 3rd and 9, it is broken up looking for Gallup. Alante Taylor with the deflection, and Matamolo's first drive ends up with him going 0 for 2. New Orleans with it. Here's Gino on first down. Going downfield, it's Olave going 70 and a 35 as he brings it to the 40. Nice first down for Olave from the Saints, and they are marching down the field looking to add to their lead. 2nd and 4, Gino looks to throw it. He goes short. It's an RPO, hauled in by the rookie, Raphael Pryor-Swan, drafted in the 3rd round out of the University of Tennessee. He's big, he's fast, he's explosive, and the Saints hope him and Olave can be the receiver duo of the future for Callaghan October. On 3rd and 6, it's caught, but not for a gain of anything, and so the Dragons get the stop again. New Orleans held to 3 once more despite bringing it inside the 10, as Austin's kick is good and the Saints lead at 6-0. So the offense returns for the Dragons. How are they going to adapt with their backup quarterback? We're going to see a lot of running the ball, a lot of short passes like that, as Swift gains around 9 to wrap up the first quarter. I think that's going to be the premise of this offense going forward. 3rd and 3, Swift loses 3. He's wrapped up by Isaiah Foskey, who had the strip sack and injured Puma Whitlock back in the first quarter, and so that'll force a punt. New Orleans back with it. 2nd and 3. Gino up the middle. It's intercepted. Owen Pappoe picks it off. And the Dragons get the ball with great field position at the 42. St. Louis has gotten an interception in each of the first 3 weeks of the year. Up the middle. Nice throw by Matamolo, connecting with Michael Gallup to the 26-yard line. 3rd and 6 now. It's Likely with the touchdown. Good drive off the turnover by the rookie, Chance Matamolo, as he finishes it off with his first NFL touchdown pass to, fittingly, Isaiah Likely. It does not matter who is playing quarterback. Isaiah Likely will be the QB's best friend. So the Dragons are winning 7-6. New Orleans back with it. Gino's pass is caught here for a first down and a big hit. Nice play by Eric Stokes to lay the boom on the ball carrier. 2nd and 10, under pressure. The Dragons' first sack of the entire episode. DeMar Diggins and Cam Lucifer the second with half a sack each. 3rd and 19 now. Here's Gino. He's going to look short for Rakeem Daniels, the rookie tight end, who is immediately pummeled for a loss of 3 by Okudah. Rakeem Daniels has 6 catches today for 9 yards. Poor guy. Matamolo's pass is broken up, incomplete by Anthony Walker, the former Dragon linebacker, who was one of our original expansion players, traded during the Season 1 trade deadline to the Browns for a late pick and an unknown depth player by the name of Owen Pappoe. Safe to say that trade turned out well. Off of a nice first down, it's now 3rd and 7 with 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Gino rolls out under pressure, and it is caught for a first. What a throw and catch by New Orleans. The Saints with a timeout in 22 seconds. The Saints come marching for the red zone as that one is caught. Big hit. New Orleans is going to have to go no huddle. They choose not to use the timeout, surprisingly. They've still got it in their back pocket with seconds to go as Gino throws it in the back of the end zone. I feel like the Saints, in hindsight, wish they called that timeout there because there's only 4 seconds left on the clock. Here returns Blake Austin, his longest field goal of the game from a whole 28 yards out. It is good. Austin 3 for 3 in the first half, albeit his 3 field goals have all been shorter than the extra point. Through the end of the first half, the Saints lead 7-9 in what has been an ugly game. We were so excited about seeing these 2 young quarterbacks, renewed college rivals, playing against each other, and they're going to finish with a combined total of 2 passes thrown between the 2 of them. Let's take a look at our halftime report. We'll start with the Rams, who have been one of the biggest surprises in the league so far. The Deshaun Watson era is off to a great start. They're currently 2-0, and they lead the Lions at Ford Field 17-10. At the Link, the Eagles are off to a good start, 2-0. They currently trail, however, 17-7 to Jordan Love and the Packers. So the Deshaun Watson trade has worked out really well for the Rams. It's also worked out really well for Cleveland. Dasani Madison, the rookie out of Alabama, has gotten off to a much better start than Callaghan October with New Orleans. He is the Browns ahead, 10-3 against the Vikings. Cleveland looking to start the year 3-0 with their rookie quarterback. As we go in the second half, we've got to focus on running the ball. Our passing game doesn't have much to it because we have a 7th-round rookie. And then defensively, the name of the game has been Geno looking short. He has been checking it down all day long. That is all the Saints want to do, and it's kind of working. RPO for J-Mo as Matamolo completely misses the throw. That's about as easy of the pass as you'll make, and he just completely misfires. Saints back with it, head by 2 with the ball. 3rd and 3, handoff for Alvin Kamara. He annihilates Demore Diggins, breaking the tackle, getting the first down to the 39-yard line. What a run by Alvin Kamara. 3rd and 5 now for New Orleans. This time it's Kendre Miller in the backfield for the Saints. Geno looks short and it's incomplete, looking for the rookie Raphael Pryor-Swan as Bleichenden is hurt on the play. It's going to be a longer kick now from 51 for Austin, who is 3 for 3, albeit all 3 kicks are within 30. He drills it for the Saints, and he is now 4 for 4 on the day, and the Saints add to their lead. It's now 12-7. Dragons back with it. Hand off for DeAndre Swift. He evades a defender. Big run for Swift. He gets 20 as Keon is hurt on the play now for the Dragons. If DeAndre Swift can get going, I think that could be a really big deal. He now becomes the X factor of this offense with no passing game in sight. 3rd and 5, play action. Matamolo drops back under pressure, floats it up. Incomplete. It's been much of the same here for the Dragons offense. And I think we are witnessing firsthand how valuable Puma Whitlock is to this team. If he was healthy, the Dragons would be up by at least 20. 2nd and 4, here's Geno. He connects with Raphael Pryor-Swan, who brings it to the 41-yard line for the first down. The Saints are dominating time of possession. It feels like they've had the ball for damn near the entire game. Geno is a wide open man. It's Chris Olave. He gets it to the 26, and the Saints are again marching. The Saints have had some good drives. The problem is they can't score touchdowns. They've only ended up with field goals. On first down, it's a fumble. Bleichenden with the strip sack. Geno will jump on it, but it's a loss of 14. What a play by Trajan Bleichenden with his first sack of the year. 3rd and 10 now. Geno looks to throw it. He's going to look short. It's caught, but only for a gain of around 4. Big tackle by Cam Lucifer, who quickly hits the former Oregon Duck, Jawan Johnson. The Saints are going to look to kick again. 39-yarder for Austin. He's been a busy man today, and he is now 5 of 5. I wonder who's going to win the NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. Into the 4th quarter, Dragons with it down by 8. Here's Isaiah Likely to the 36. One of Matamolo's best throws of the day. Following play here on first down, he will look short for Jamison Williams. His first catch of the game, gaining 11. Matamolo's completed 4 passes in a row. He's starting to look a little bit more comfortable here in the pocket. 3rd and 8. Matamolo zips one into the hands of Swift. Inside the 10 to the 6. Big play from Matamolo over to the running back, DeAndre Swift. The Dragons on the goal line have a chance to punch this one in. 2nd and goal. Matamolo connects with his fellow rookie. It's Modelo time. Arturo Modelo with his 2nd touchdown in as many games. A 2-point conversion ties it. The Dragons are going to go for 2 again after going for it here 4 times a week ago, converting just once. Swift gets the handoff. He will walk it in, and we are tied at 15. Big run here for Swift. What the touchdown from Matamolo to Modelo. So now we are knotted up at 15. Geno Smith on 3rd and 11 is incomplete, looking for Johnson. Great coverage by Darnell Savage. It's a legacy drive here for 7th-round rookie Chance Matamolo, who had an awesome possession on the previous drive. Let's see what he can do here. 3rd and 7, incomplete, should have been intercepted, but Alontae Taylor is unable to hold on. Not a great drive here for Matamolo. That'll bring out the punt team and Presley Harvin, who's had a pretty busy day. This looks like a good punt, but he gets maybe the worst bounce I've ever seen. It hit the 10 and then bounced 25 yards backwards. That's got to be the most unlucky punt bounce I have ever seen. Saints with good field position. Geno on 3rd and 6 is incomplete. Broken up by Savage and Stokes, 2 former Packers, now roaming the Dragons secondary. Another opportunity here for Matamolo. in the offense. 3rd and 1 with 2.5 to go. Matamolo calls for an audible. He'll look to throw it. Sends it upfield for J-Mo, and it's broken up by Anthony Walker. So now the Dragons have to punt it again, and New Orleans gets another opportunity here at the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 8. Geno Smith is incomplete. It's broken up by the former LSU Tiger. It's a reunion for Devin White. So now that'll bring out the Saints punt team. These two offenses are trading it back and forth, but we've got a flag. Late hit on the punter, it looked like, from Chad Muma. Davis returns it a little bit past the 30, but we've got to see what the flag is. And in fact, it is going to be a roughing the kicker against Chad Muma. It's going to be an automatic first down for the New Orleans Saints, who will keep the football. What a costly penalty by the Dragons. 2nd down, short throw for Miller. He is lit up by DeMore Diggins. That'll make it a 3rd and 11 now. Little over a minute left to go here in regulation. We're tied at 15. Smith joined by the rookie out of Pitt, Giovanni Gavinchecco, in the backfield. Scrambling, looking for Gavinchecco, and it's broken up by another rookie, Jabril Fofana, drafted in the 4th round out of Nebraska. There would be no roughing the punter this time, and the offense gets it back with 53 seconds. Another chance for Chance Matamolo, no pun intended, to drive the Dragons down the field and win it. On 1st down, he's got Likely wide open, and it's overthrown. That goes for about 40 yards if there's an average NFL quarterback under center, but he completely misfires. 3rd and 10 now, rolling out to the right. Matamolo going to look to run with it, not shying away from contact, but he only gets 8. The Dragons have to punt it, and now New Orleans gets a chance to win it here in regulation with 30 seconds to go. Geno on 1st down to the sideline for Chris Olave. He's hit quickly. That'll stop the clock, though. Massive play for New Orleans, who isn't too far away from field goal range, maybe 6 or 7 yards. On 3rd and 9, Geno surveys the field, can't find anybody, and he throws it away. What do you do here if you're New Orleans? Do you go for a 58-yard field goal and risk giving the Dragons good field position, or do you punt it? Ultimately, New Orleans will punt it, which is basically saying, let's just bring the game into overtime. There's only a few seconds left on the clock, and the Dragons figure, what harm could be done by trying to send it downfield? Look at J-Mo wide open. He's got a chance, and it's overthrown. Jamison Williams burned the corner. That's a touchdown if the throw is online. So we are going to overtime in what has been the most ugliest Big Ten West type of football game. Dragons get to choose the toss. Tails never fails. We'll start with the ball. With Puma Whitlock hurt, we need a new captain on the field, and they picked Tornado Davis II. That's kind of an odd choice, considering he's a 5th-round rookie. Maybe that's manifesting that he'll do something cool in overtime. So the Dragons will start with the ball. Matamolo had like 5 chances to bring us down the field for the win. Didn't do it once, and he'll start overtime with a handoff to the rookie Davis with blocks. Down the field! There goes Tornado Davis! Nobody's in front of him! 10, 5, touchdown! With no flags! And the St. Louis Dragons walk it off in overtime! The rookie Tornado Davis II wins it for the Dragons in unbelievable fashion. What a game! Was it pretty? Not at all. Did this game want to make me gouge my eyes out 12 different times? It sure did. But guess what? A win's a win. And I get it's against the worst team in the NFL with their backup quarterback. But you know what? Given the hand that we were dealt here, this is still an impressive win with a 7th-round rookie quarterback coming in and, well, really not playing very well. We still got the job done and improved to 2-1. Now, I will say, again, this game showed how valuable Puma Whitlock is to this team. If he's healthy, we win this game by about 30. Chance Matamolo missed so many throws. It was unbelievable. Last week against the Jaguars, both teams combined for over 900 yards. Today, that was not so much the case. In regulation, the two teams had under 500. We severely missed Puma Whitlock. Quad strains are not serious injuries, so he should hopefully be able to return soon. We'll check on his status here after looking at the numbers. Matamolo had some good passes, but he missed so many throws. Now, I will say he did keep the ball out of harm's way. No turnovers, not a lot of turnover-worthy throws. And then Geno Smith, I know the numbers aren't great. I honestly think he did really well, keeping the ball in New Orleans' hands. They dominated time of possession, as you can see. Now, we did not have the ball for 4 minutes. We had the ball for more than that, although it felt like we only had the ball for 4 minutes, because I think Geno did a really good job of managing the game, and the problem was that there just wasn't enough explosive plays from the Saints, and they obviously could not find the end zone. But I think as a game manager, Geno really did his job, and he was pretty solid. Alvin Kamara was definitely effective on the ground for New Orleans. He had a good game. Got to shout out Tornado Davis with a big touchdown for us to win it in overtime. He's looked solid so far, and I think he's going to get a bigger role starting next week. The run game as a whole, though, really was not good. That's 2 weeks in a row where we've struggled to run the ball. We need more from our ground game. Neither team's receivers really had anybody stand out, and I'm not going to blame anybody on either team for not standing out. Geno Smith didn't throw the ball past 5 yards, and Chance Matsumolo barely completed passes to begin with. Both offensive lines were solid enough, all things considered, and obviously the defenses were great. Our defense was so much better than it was a week ago. We still need more from the pass rush. Simeon Bonnet has given us nothing through 3 weeks. Khalil Mack has not matched his performance from week 1. Got to shout out the special teams, though. Blake Austin, the Saints kicker, was really good, and both punters were very, very busy. 14 combined punts today after just 3 a week ago against the Jags. So I do have some good news on the injury front. Puma Whitlock will be fine going forward for next week. Thank God. I did not want to put up with this mess again. Here's a look at your scores around the league. New England losing 24-0 to the Bills. New England's gotten blown out 3 weeks in a row after losing 1 game all of last year. Players of the week, Jalen Hurts, Josh Jacobs, Leighton Vander Esch, and Max Crosby. That'll bring us into week 4 with the 3-0 Eagles on the slate. We still got a number of teams 3-0 and a number of surprises like the Browns and Steelers and Rams who all picked in the top 5. Our division's looking really competitive with the Rams playing well. The Niners are obviously tough, and I don't want to sleep on Seattle. Those guys have a very formidable squad as well. Next episode, we will cover weeks 4 and 5 against the Eagles and then against a talented young Texans squad. We might have our first prospect profile of the season as well. I haven't decided yet. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Really fun episode today. 2 interesting games. I think we'll leave it at that. Peace out.